making my way up to getting some sandbags around the exterior of my property. Seems like we have quite a problem here with a bit of rain in South Florida. It's been raining for 48 hours, and I'm drowning. All right, hold on, let me try that.
Swimming my way.
Washington's winner. All hit WAVA.
Hey, everybody, it's Mike O'Mara. How you doing? I want to say a fond farewell to a guy that means a tremendous amount to me, a guy that's influenced my career a tremendous amount. The man's name, Tom Curine. 34 years with Channel 4, NBC4 in Washington, D.C. What a good guy he is, ladies and gentlemen. I love Tom. He's the basis for Non-Committal, a great character that I've done for years because he never committed to a forecast in his life. Okay, Tom, hey, listen, out with the old, in with the new. So long, and don't let the door hit you in the ass.
Now, the original press release said it was a 40% chance of him retiring.
Tom
34
Curine.
And he wasn't
years.
gonna stick to it. He said, there could be a cold front coming in and I may stick around.
Don used to point out that his name was Burger Jeff.
That's
when
right.
When he was a DJ.
Disc jockey, Burger Jeff.
So Tom Curine, so long. Safe travels. I wish you adieu. They do a lot of movement of the anchors and TV personalities down here in South Florida.
Because you guys are the proving grounds,
Yeah, what
right?
market number are you roughly? Do you know?
3,000.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
We are market number. I don't know, but they just brought a lady in from like Nebraska, and they booted out the older lady, and she's going to work for the Crab Shack. So it just reminds me of how fabulous broadcasting is every now and then, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. I'm Mike O'Mara. We're getting some weather down here. Boy, steady stream of tropical moisture just coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. But up in D.C., looks like you're getting a little rain, too. Is that accurate? Would that be right?
It's overcast.
We got some sprinkles yesterday in and out, but now it's hot and
Your
humid.
microphone is so not level right now. You need.
Is he loud or is he?
This is what I heard.
Well, I was way off the
Yeah,
microphone.
he was doing.
I knew I was.
He was
gonna do
doing
the
his
loud-
bit. He was doing
the
his
loud
bit.
Get up close to it.
Like you mean it.
Today is going to be there's
You
going to be
want it.
some sprinkles, but mostly humid and muggy and 80
Hey,
degrees.
Pony Boy, is it okay if I take a phone call?
You absolutely can.
Let's do that. There's someone calling in. Hello, Mike O'Mara Show. Who's this?
Michael O'Mara, Sean Baker.
Sean Baker. How are you,
Bill
Sean?
Collector.
How are you, sir?
Sean, you say that. Are we acquainted with one another,
Yeah, like
Sean?
we should know.
Well, just after 23 years of listening.
Okay.
Sean,
all right.
all right.
Well, that's cool.
I just
I'll
wanna
accept
let
that.
you know-
That's good.
Hey, the live show is bleeding over the replay.
Oh, Pony.
Matthew?
Thanks for the heads up, man. Appreciate that. Well-oiled
I
machine
could not
here.
hear
we
the
got.
glorious
Why is the
sounds of
live?
laughter
Why is
coming
the
from
live
the studio.
show coming
How's that
over
even
anything?
possible?
Isn't the live show
I'll take a
supposed to be?
look.
Are you, Sean? Are you talking about the app?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
All right, so what? Tell us
replay.
exactly. Don't be do
be
shtick.
coy.
Just tell us what are you hearing on the app right now?
Well, on the app, I was hearing your start to the show as well as the best of playing.
Oh, okay.
Is that even?
Everything is.
Could it be that you were on hold and then
Oh
you?
no,
heard-
no.
Okay.
I wouldn't dare call on a Tuesday.
Well, it might what he
That's
done,
great.
what Sean has
I'm gonna pull
found
it up
is
right now.
he's found our new feature that we hadn't announced yet. 2 for Tuesday, where we actually run 2 shows
Let me
at
check.
once.
Let me check. Let me
I'm
check. it.
happy to be the first.
So, so we're now. So you're. Has it cleared up since you started talking to us?
He's on hold, so you
Well,
wouldn't hear it.
I'm calling from the beautiful app, which means I'm just hearing you live.
I'm listening, Mike.
All right. I'm going to put you on hold, and I'll come right back to you, Sean.
Oh no, it's
Okay.
just one. It's just one source now. It's just one source now, Mike. I just
All
listened
right.
to
Here
it.
we go. Sean, are you there?
I'm there, sir.
All right. Is it better now? Was it better when I put you on hold?
Yeah, it's just the one.
Just the one.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Yeah, just double-checked it.
What do we? Is just like a super quick fix? To,
I
take
imagine
care
if
of that?
if we're stopping down one station, which is the 24-hour station,
Right
and
on.
pulling
Yeah.
one up, we just have to be a little more timely about the time so it doesn't overlap. So we got to stop down and pull up.
Pause longer.
Yes,
Do you
pause longer.
corroborate? Do you corroborate that,
Doctor?
O ringer of hands?
Absolutely. It usually isn't a problem, but I guess it just buffered or something.
Do you
I don't know.
concur?
I concur.
Okay,
I'm a
thank you.
system tester. This is what I do.
All right,
I concur.
call in all the
I
time.
concur. That's the line from Catch Me If You Can. Fantastic. Hey, Sean, thanks for looking out for us, and we urge everybody. Sean, I love listeners when they do that. I really do.
Thank you,
you
sir.
very
Yeah.
much for doing that. It means you
Have
care.
a great day, guys.
All right,
Bye.
take care, Sean. Thank you very
A
much.
great
That's
look
the-
into Professor Bloom's technology room.
I concur. That's actually one of my go-tos. I do not skip that movie very
It's a
often.
So
Great
great.
film. Great
I
so
mean,
film.
great.
he is just so full of it. And Amy Adams as the candy striper that he befriends. And the casting is movies, man. If you put
You're
the
right.
right cast in there, Martin Sheen as the father, oh, you went to that school. Did you have that old son of a gun professor?
with the hound.
Yeah. And you know what? Great sequences of him just like sliding stickers off of toys.
Right,
Just,
exactly.
I mean, long,
Yeah.
long, really in-depth look at what he did. And have you ever read the book?
No.
The
no,
book
about
is
the,
great. The
and
book
he,
that
he went on to be like a consultant. What's his Frank
Abagnale. Look for his appearances on Carson. They're on YouTube.
because he is a known forgery expert.
They
that
brought
actually
him in.
catches-
They brought him in to
catches the
beat
bad
the other
guys.
side. Fascinating book and a great interview.
Mike,
This guy.
Yes, Oscar
speaking
Santana.
of briefly, we had. By the way, if you're a Tech 411 fan, new episode coming out today. We spent.
my
Oh, I think I just heard cheers in
We
the
spent
street.
all of 6 hours yesterday prepping for the show as we watched the Apple announcement for 3 hours here in studio.
What
before
is
we did
Apple
the show.
doing? Just a little tease. What is Apple? Isn't Apple doing something? They've got a new product
Mike,
or
they're
something.
catching
special.
up. Is what they're doing. They are catching up, and they've got speakers called HomePods, which is the big buzz. Nothing about that.
It was like
iPhone-
a half announcement yesterday.
Yeah,
right?
no new iPhone announcement.
What, like Bluetooth speakers like the Sonos, great speakers that you gave me for up in Maine, and now Apple's coming out with their
they're
own?
supposed to be better than Sonos, but they're more expensive.
Of course they are. That's what Apple's doing. Steve Jobs, man. I mean, that was the driving force
Yeah,
behind that.
a lot of
company. I mean,
tears,
really.
but made a lot of
Yeah.
money.
I got
Innovator.
the tape of yesterday's
do?
announcement. I do, yeah, so we can follow.
Apple.
Briefly, just to stay on topic, the counterfeiting, right?
Yes.
We talk about Catch Me If You Can. The idea, and this is just Todd had posted a quick sidebar as far as the technology is concerned. That leak that came from the NSA.
Yeah.
The printers in today's like the high end printers. I didn't know they did this. They actually print like little coded yellow dots on documents that you could basically decode and see where and on what computer and what time anything was printed.
Where are they?
You can't see
Well,
them
that would be
with the
appropriate
naked
for
eye.
that lady that just got busted at the
That's
NSA
how she got
for-
busted.
She got busted because she printed something, right?
Yeah, the PDF that was sent, if I have this correct, the PDF that was published wasn't a big deal, but when you look at the images or the pictures, they've got of the originals, that's what outed her because they were able to look at the yellow dots and see
is-
where it came out.
Living
MF
in
and dots,
Washington-
That's
man.
why you can't print money anymore, Mike, because the same yellow dot technology, when you print money or try to counterfeit,
Let me
is
ask you
placed
guys
on
this.
these dollar bills.
Let me ask you. Well, first of all, the NSA lady was working at a company in Georgia, so it's not actually DC.
Contractor.
But let me ask you this: being in DC right now,
Yes.
right, being downtown, where our studios are, in the nation's capital, we are a walk to the White House from where
Yes.
we are. We're in the middle of
1.2
all
miles,
this.
Mike.
Is there any sense? I mean, obviously, the government. Let me go back. Let me go back 2
Please.
steps.
Yes.
I worked in D.C. I've worked in D.C. for a long time. The fact is, the people in the burbs, the people in the city, the people that come in and do their work, you'd be very surprised at how little the day-to-day machinations of the government actually affect the people that live in and around Washington,
The
D.C.
only thing it really is consistently is traffic.
Traffic.
That is really the what
But
they
with that
affect,
said, when you were talking about historical circumstances that seem to be breaking on a daily basis, when you're leading up right now to a hearing that's going to be kind of like a Super Bowl ratings wise, where you're going to have the FBI director testify, I'm just wondering, is there any change to the vibe, more for Oscar because he lives down here
Right.
than
Yeah.
Rob? Is there any change to the vibe with every single day another
Do you
story?
remember at WJFK when all the stations across the country started flipping and people would ask you about, hey, like, I heard radio's in a tumultuous time right now.
Yeah.
Like, what's
I remember
happening?
that.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I remember that.
Okay.
It was not fun.
Remember that one time that things just got numb and you're like, it's just
Yeah.
this business. Things are crazy.
It's just
Yeah.
so people say you're from DC. Oh, hey, yeah, what's
Yeah.
you get numb to it, right?
Yeah, so here and the people, even some people that actually work in government that I'm friends with, it's like we don't even talk about it
Yeah.
because it's so numbing. And it's, by the way, you can only take in so much and try to understand. Okay, can absorb this story? Can I unpack what's happening here? And then some other story comes out.
It's incredible.
I am more actually now. I'm more enamored by this overall idea that this whistleblower world that we live in now. That for years, whether you think it's right or wrong, people have just been throwing people under the bus left and right, right?
Uh-huh.
And the idea that they stood behind some sort of freedom of speech or people need to know. People got killed and people have been hurt, like people that are not just Americans but around the world, right?
Yeah.
And the idea now that you've got this story that's come out, and if you're listening to this right now and you don't know, it just broke yesterday, so I'm not going to blame you. But it says that they're alleging, the NSA is alleging that the Russians, in fact, did hack into a software company that ran some election software, right?
Right.
It's incredible because you've got one group that's focusing on the leaker, and then the story of the leak is kind of...
It's massive. It's something out of the Americans.
Yeah.
But it's also
a TV show.
It's also obscuring the fact that the one consistent message we've gotten out of Washington, D.C. is they were talking about the fact that the Russians did not, they might have meddled,
did not breach.
But they did not make any attempt to actually get into like the machines and all that.
Right.
This is a story talking about the fact that they were trying to get into the machines.
It was the
Oh,
actual
my God.
machines.
It was
right.
just a tip, just for a little bit.
That's right.
Just
Now
a tip just for a
they
little bit.
may
Turn
have
out the lights.
They may have had sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, but also, when you
amazing.
talk about the mood in D.C.,
especially when Putin's on national television like 2 nights ago, just looking. Is that a scary MF or two?
Oh, my
when
God.
he's looking at Megyn Kelly,
Seems like an okay
Megyn
guy to me,
Kelly,
Mike.
who has that, what's that?
Everybody
What
that
is it?
crosses that guy gets poisoned. Seems like an okay guy to me.
You know what? I really
Nice
was
fella.
trying because he is so disarming when you look at him, and I was trying to think. This guy is going. Well, you know what, Megyn Kelly, with your pretty blonde hair, wouldn't you like to spend time in dungeon in St. Petersburg? You know?
blue
dress.
It's
he wants
terrifying.
to breach her machine.
You know what? It's become such a reality
Can you
show.
set the
that
alarm for
you
yourself?
You don't realize, as Oscar said, people die with all this back and forth going on here, and it's just stunning.
But
what's
with the
going on in the world.
24-hour news cycle that didn't exist, say, 25 years ago, and
Right.
social media and the immediacy of everything, being this close to D.C.
We are in the
isn't
middle
like,
of the belly of the beast in
but
Washington,
it doesn't
D.C.
feel
That's
like
why
it
we're
did
talking
like
about
50
this.
years ago.
It is all, and this
it's
is
because
not.
it's nationwide.
It's not politics. It's sheer. This is our government. This is our country.
Really,
Worldwide.
And there's just
Yes.
this tiny, deep down inside of me, and I tried not to listen to it today.
infrastructure.
There are a lot of pundits now that are saying things that are making me uneasy.
Sure.
I want to get through this time in our history and just make sure that we all go to work and we all take care of ourselves, and that nothing really horrible
And Mike,
happens.
so we are not at DEFCON 5 here in the DC area, at least
No,
for our
they
social
are-
circles.
they are in London, but we are not
Yeah,
here.
but it is simply. Every day you wake up, you're like, whoa, now. The only reason I brought all this up was because Frank Abagnale could not survive in today's printer world because
No,
of the yellow
not a
dots.
chance.
That's
Not
right.
A chance. Getting back on track. And
Yes.
the fact is, if you have not seen Catch Me If You Can, it is just, in my opinion, one of the most brilliant stories, and one of Leonardo DiCaprio's absolute best movies. You got Tom Hanks, you got Leo DiCaprio. What can go wrong with that? It's fantastic.
And of
So
course,
check it out.
don't forget about the mouse that fell into the bucket of cream until it turned into cheese.
Exactly. Yeah, isn't that wonderful? There's a mouse fell into a bucket of cream.
Oh, it was butter, maybe not
We are
cheese.
going to
I'm
miss
sorry.
that man
No, he
when
turned
he
it.
passes.
He turned the
Yeah.
cream into butter.
Okay, my
because he
bad.
ran so fast.
I didn't. I said
that.
cheese earlier. It was a misstep.
And
Hoping for cheese.
meanwhile, James Corden's still doing carpool karaoke. S&D, you can start the show now. Thank you.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
The hell's this? Resting. Hurt my back. Get up. Nope. My back's killing me. Suit yourself. You're not getting your hours.
Is that Frank?
I'm pretty sure you're going to give me my hours. Because if you don't, I'm going to sue you. Hate to break it to you, smart guy, but you signed a waiver. Signed a waiver with the city. But I'm not suing the city. I'm suing you, personally. And you know what? I think I'll bring that guy in with me and make it a class action thing. That's crazy. Crazy hasn't even started. I can also sue you for failure to approve community service hours. That's a direct violation of your duties as an agent of the state of New Mexico.
You're full of shit. The waiver clearly
That
states.
waiver's going to make Swiss cheese look solid. And in a personal lawsuit, it's a fart in the wind.
You're never going to win that.
A lawyer's going to cost you about $90 an hour. You're looking at 8 to 12 months of litigation minimum.
I'll represent myself.
Great. Bring it on. You got a car? You got a house? A pension? Kiss it all goodbye. Look, the judge and I will gladly spend the next 5 years in the courtroom. But for you, it's expensive. It's very, very expensive. It's third mortgage expensive. So I'm offering you a simple choice. You can go to your wife, you can explain to her you're about to lose your job, your pension, whatever pinhole of a reputation you've got at the bowling alley on Glow Ball Sundays, or let my friend here visit his sick daughter in the hospital, and you can let me rest my back on the sacred, now litter-free New Mexico soil. Oh, and we keep our hours.
Fine.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
That's Better Call Saul and our friend Frank Deal, who we interviewed last week on the program. Great scene between the two. I haven't seen it
I
yet.
stayed up past
can't
my
wait.
bedtime. Last night might be the best episode of the year.
Oh, my God.
There's
that's
even
fantastic.
a terrific pratfall.
Oh, that's awesome. I look forward to it right after the week after we interview the dude.
Yeah.
He gets that big scene on Better Call Saul. That's great. Live from the Pfeiffer Studios at our nation's capital, this is the Mike O'Mara Show. The Mike O'Mara Show, a worldwide podcast and radio show with loyal listeners who get it. And if you're here, you are in the now.
And
we are on air on demand and heard 24/7 on the new TMOS app. Update it now and get our show, all of them, all at once, playing all at the same time, all day, every day. You can reach us at 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now, and we are brought to you by one of my favorite apps, Texture.
Love it.
It seems like now we need magazines more than ever for moments of information, inspiration, and comic relief. That's why we need Texture more than ever. Texture is the app that gives you unlimited access to over 200 magazines right on your tablet or smartphone. Texture is totally searchable, has daily recommendations and exclusive interactive features, videos, and more. Texture normally $9.99 a month, but if you sign up right now at texture.com/TMOS, you will get a 14-day free trial. Texture gives you access to every magazine you desire for less than a few individual subscriptions, and that takes care of clutter. We used to have magazines all over the O'Mara household. Now we've got them all, and we've got them all on our smartphones and tablets. Texture, one of Apple's top 2016 iPad apps, so start your free trial right now.
When?
Right now.
Okay.
Texture is offering our listeners a 14-day free trial. When you go to texture.com/TMOS, that's 14 days to try Texture absolutely free when you go to texture.com/TMOS. Get busy reading way more for way less. Texture.com/TMOS. And we thank you, everybody. Item number one on the Mike O'Mara Show. We normally don't lay this out like a news magazine on the weekend, but I will tell you, item number one, Facebook friend requests.
Yes.
The issue of today. Last night I did a little editing on my friends list, which I
Tighten it
tend
up.
to do when there happens to be a thread that disturbs me, and I'm like, okay, time to move some people. So I did, and I went to my friend requests, and when I went to my friend requests, I noticed that the first two were like Bambi LaForge and Tiffany Oriola. You know, it was something where it just seemed to me, and I came in, the first thing I said to the guys this morning, I said, what is the deal with these hookahs that are
Hookahs, Mike.
asking for my...
Your friend request is littered with hookahs.
They look like porn stars that are asking me for friendship, and it's disconcerting. I don't...
I'm glad you're getting them, too, because I thought it was somehow getting to me through my dad.
I thought that my porn surfing and my Facebook we're not related. So why are and then Rob said you get them too, and then Oscar said I've gotten them too, and Oscar said he could shed some light on this particular subject. Why I'm getting friend requests from who is?
Were you MySpace guys before you got into Facebook?
I MySpaced for like maybe 3 weeks because we had to find a picture of a guest, and that's the only reason I MySpaced, and that was it.
I don't even remember. It's too long ago.
Were you on Friendster?
No.
Okay, just double checking. Well,
why are you speaking the past tense? I live at Friendster.
The reason why I'm asking this is because at a certain point within both of those platforms, and especially MySpace, and
hate to interrupt you, Oscar.
Yes,
Tony, do I need to turn on sticky keys?
Sticky key? No.
Do you want? Well,
that's how you got those holes on your.
With that tone, I'm only asking you.
What about sticky rice?
It was on my somebody just turned it off.
Did you hit shift 5 times?
No.
What?
That's what turns on sticky keys.
Sticky keys.
No, it's not because I didn't.
Yeah, don't be a dick about it.
Yeah, Pony.
Mike, I know sticky rice. I don't know sticky keys.
Pony, are you okay? Pony?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm trying to figure out why you're getting the sticky keys.
Your brain has the sticky on it.
I'm just trying to figure out why that happened.
It said something about sticky keys, and I just popped up on my screen. Go ahead, Oscar. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Look, like sticky keys, I really couldn't give you the answer to why it's happening, but at a certain point, every platform gets spammed,
right? And
spam comes with, McGee and her friends because they
Tease McGee.
Yeah, Tease McGee.
McGee.
They, like any other man or malware that's being driven, know that guys are dumb and they want pretty girls to be their friends, so they'll click through and then they'll get spammed.
So is it kind of a form of hacking? Is that what it is?
Spam.
It's spam.
Spam.
I do know this is that oftentimes, you get the alert up top that says that Tease McGee wants to be your friend, and when you click delete as opposed to accept the friend request, it says that the platform is gone. The page is gone. So they're only around for like a day.
If you accepted, there it is. I'm going to read this again. It says sticky.
Oh no, Mike, I hit it. I made it go away. I made it go away.
So if I accepted the friends of one of these buxom women, would it start like a just a groundswell of these requests coming in? Would they?
Oscar?
See,
no.
He acknowledged one of them. We've got a rube here, mister.
No, because I've been getting these spam requests for, I would say, the better part of the last 6 months.
Yeah.
I actually told a friend of mine I was wrong. I said, maybe it's time to get off the Facebook investment train because he had a bunch of stock in it. And I said, sir, it's at 150. How much further can it go? I was wrong. It went up more. I said,
no, if you're going to invest in anything, it's Family Dollar green beans.
Yes. But it was a friend of mine in Arizona. He said, why? I said, when you start getting spam on your social media account, it means that things are going south.
What if you get a PM that says, what's in the bag, my brother?
Family Dollar mouthwash.
I would be excited.
What's in the bag, my brother?
I would be excited. That would be fun.
Murphy Oil Soap.
Everybody that's attractive that requests me is spam. And I stopped even hoping that it was somebody that was a listener to this program.
About a year ago.
I'm not saying our listeners are ugly. I'm talking about the glamour shots. The glamour shots with cleavage and an ash.
Yeah, I got one about
all fake accounts.
About a year ago, a woman dressed entirely in fur with her makeup perfect. And my reply to her I didn't accept it. I just sent her a message. I said, have we met?
You are such a rube.
No,
Why would you even write that?
That's the horny factor.
Yes.
He wanted to get a little taste of that. Have we met? Yes, Rob. There was that one time at the appearance that you did.
Yeah,
I was at Jimmy's in the back.
And then she replied,
Glade air freshener.
Thank
I
you.
was just so intimidated.
By the way, speaking of friends on Facebook, personal message.
yes.
And I would like this individual to, in the event that you are interested in getting back in my good graces, you'll have to communicate through Mr. Spiewak, who still has a friendship with you. Lev, we invited you into our studio.
Into our lives.
We've welcomed you into our lives. As many of you know, I'm not a big one for visitors in the studio, but we make exceptions periodically, and we welcome you into the bosom of our family. You were grateful. We were grateful. And
his wife as well.
Yesterday, that was the last negative thread that you're going to like and check If it's bashing the show, Lev, I sent you to the island. And, Lev, if you are interested in getting back in my good graces, please, all correspondence should go through Mr. Spiewak.
Thank you very kindly. Send it to my direct email, please, or just phone me.
Thank you very much. Yes, and let Rob know, because as of now,
did he actually post anything?
You are deceased to me, Lev.
Did he post anything negative, or did he just
liked it?
Oh,
he liked a horrible, trolling, snarky thread, and I went, and because I've corresponded with Lev before, and I
names.
He does.
He's been unmasked by me, and you know.
Do you think it could have been a miscommunication because he didn't understand the flavor of the thread, because English is not his first language?
That is absolutely not true.
Okay, just
we
checking.
all have Google.
Yes.
Yes, there's absolutely no way. So, but I consider this to be the beginning of a negotiation. You know that I extend the.
What are you going to get out of it? Wooden shoes?
No, I mean it's just I think he's been a passionate supporter of the show. But if you're a passionate supporter, you don't
hollandaise
you don't like somebody who's just bashing me. And by the way, the nature of the thread was someone saying, I noticed in the last few days the show's got a little bitchy. Yeah, I've had major surgery. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we're lucky. We're lucky to have him, friend.
No, the fact is, I came
cherish
back,
the moments.
Yes.
If I had, first of all,
that's my gag.
That's right, Oscar. I could have died.
You could have died,
and still could.
No, of course it's bitchy. It's bitchy. It's
yeah.
bitchy.
Well, but at the happiest, the show is still bitchy.
Steve, the show's bitchy.
It's
if
a
you don't
bitchy
like the
show.
Bitchiness, step off. That's the way I look at it.
Step off. I'm doing the hump.
Yeah, it's frustrating though sometimes, because when I'm going through. And I brag to Carla sometimes. She say, "Oh, if you're gonna unfriend him, you're gonna run out of friends." I said, "I have 5,000. I have 5,000 friends, and I have 6,000 plus waiting to be friends." I said, "I'm not. That's not what
outside
I'm
of
about.
Club O'Mara and the Red Velvet Rope. 6,000 people await to be let in."
No, so I think it's actually nice, and it's really cool when you have somebody that's waited a while and you friend them and you get a nice little message back, as I did from a couple of people last night. So that's kind of why.
How much real estate
did
you free up?
25 slots.
That's pretty good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
25 slots.
I didn't
do it all at once. I had 25 because I haven't updated it lately. So I had 25. I dumped about 4 people. And then I had 25 slots waiting. But the thing that freaked me out was the first people, was Boom Boom Pasties, who was sitting there waiting. And
Pasty
Oscar,
Macy.
Why are they at the top of do they have like a program that puts them
Oh, no, it's
up
the
at
most
top
recent.
of
Spam comes in most recent.
Okay, so
Yeah,
spam
that's
comes
it.
in most recent.
Yeah.
So it's nothing I need to worry about. It's nothing I need to
the
concern
garbage
myself
cans will
with?
pile up, Mike.
He's not answering the
stack the
question.
garbage cans.
Yeah, you go in and delete the request. Super easy.
Delete the request.
Yeah,
And a
that's
lot
all
of
I
times,
do.
tell me this. Notice if it says this profile is no longer active, because a lot of times those spam
See,
profiles.
I don't even click through.
Well, I know if you click delete,
You're a
it'll tell you.
pervert.
Shut up.
Yeah, he's a perv.
If you click delete, guys,
You dive into it because
if you click the top of your
apple
sheet,
doesn't fall far
listen
from the tree.
Listen,
Horn dog.
and learn.
You and
if
your
you do
father,
the drop
anybody
down
on Facebook that you can click on their breasts, you will.
I'm gonna unfriend you.
Some might say you did a long time ago. Thank you very much.
Have you had trouble breathing after laughing from Mike's impressions? Do you have questions about Oscar's legal status? Have you been injured as a result of tripping over Rob's little sounds? Call into the law offices of O'Mara, Spiewak, and Santana. You can call the show at 9 a.m. every Wednesday at 888-920-6673. The offices of O'Mara, Spiewak, and Santana. Legal advice that we're not legally certified to give.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Hey, are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? Are you, looking for the perfect employee? Sure. All you have to do is trust the best. ZipRecruiter. We've been telling you about ZipRecruiter for a while now, and they are the best. There's no question about it. They post your job to 100-plus job sites with just a click. Then their powerful technology matches the right people to your job better than anyone else. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them.
Yeah.
It's technology used for just laser-like precision to help you. Fact, over 80% of jobs posted on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate in just 24 hours. Wow. Think about that if you run your small business, if you're an HR person, if you're out there trying to find the best person for your job, 24 hours, and you could have the right person walking into your business. No juggling emails or phone calls. You screen, you rate, you manage candidates all in one place with ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use dashboard. It's fantastic. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. Right now, our listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Remember, try it for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS, and we thank you. I want to talk for just a second about sports in Washington, D.C., and a few months back, a month or so back, our beloved Washington Capitals, and the fact that I've been a diehard Capitals fan, and we have so many, Nationals fans and Wizards fans and Redskins fans, and there's no doubt that the championship drought in the city of Washington is starting to really get under sports fans' skin in this town. I will tell you, last night I watched the Stanley Cup Finals with the Nashville Predators against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and man, oh man, oh man, what a championship run and a championship final does for a city. This town, they're calling the hockey town Smashville. I don't think I have ever seen an expansion city, which I really still consider the team to be. I've never seen a more joyous, raucous, throw the game almost incidental because of the nonstop party that's going on in Nashville. And I'm here to say to Washington, D.C., take some notes, because you know what? We don't have a championship game where there are people like somewhere else in the city that are gathering 1,000 strong, having a big party out in the square. We don't have it. They had it in Toronto. They had it in Nashville. And I used to go, I was a season ticket holder for the Washington Capitals. And I think people that are sports fans in Washington, D.C. will understand what I'm saying here. We've got great opportunities to have fun and support our teams. What we don't have is the unbridled just party atmosphere of going to a sporting event where, yeah, the game is important. God knows you want your team to win. But the idea of just having the playoffs or having the championships, it just seems like every time I'd go to even a playoff game with the Washington Capitals, it would be happy if we win, race to our car. Sad if we lose, race to our car. There wouldn't be that sense of this kind of joy that I'm looking at with Nashville. Don't know what it's like in Pittsburgh. I know they're a big hockey town, and I know there are other wonderful cities around the country, but it's the same experience that I had when I went to Wrigley Field in Chicago, where, yes, there was a baseball game going on, but the overall event was the event. It's almost as though the people of the city recognize the fact that this is a diversion. I don't want to say they recognize the fact that it doesn't matter that much, because winning and losing does matter for every sports town, but they get it, that it's just, hey, we're here. We're going to have the best party. We're going to bring catfish to the game. People are flying in from all over the country just to be part of this. And in other cities, like Washington, you just get the sense that it's all about, if the win isn't happening, then the fun isn't happening.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I do put it on the fan base, because I do think, I've been to regular season. I even went to a playoff game this year. I think the Caps really, really roll it out. As an organization, they do everything they can within the environment.
Do they really?
I think they do.
Mike, I think we're a victim of. Some may say we are a victim of our own success, because you have so much industry and so much commerce, so much commerce, and the transient population from around the country. Really, even when they get Caps fever, if you will, or rock the red, it's still, man, that was a great game. Got to get to my car. Got to get out of here.
Yeah, where did you park?
Right.
That's what a lot of people. That's the first question when you sit down and you make conversation at the Verizon. Where'd you park?
Look,
Yeah.
I
get the sense in Nashville that it's just kind of like, well, first of all, it's brand new, and there's nothing like
Right.
that new
Shiny,
championship.
new.
Nobody picked.
You remember
Nashville.
Baltimore when the Ravens started winning right away?
Yeah, it was transformed a little bit.
Yes.
But it's always seemed to me to be this kind of it's all about the win, and I understand that, and getting in. Obviously, they're in a championship series right now. But it just, I don't know, the joy.
The
you
catfish.
You guys have been there longer than
The
I have.
catfish wouldn't work in D.C. The
It
man would
wouldn't
have been
work in DC, 'cause
arrested.
nobody
It's
would be
Homeland
embarrassed.
Security.
Nobody would want to embarrass
The
themselves.
man had
right?
a fish in his pants.
Tell your
Nobody would
story.
buy-
Okay, just briefly. And I have to give credit where credit's due. The Morning Roast on ESPN, Dominique Foxworth, one of the hosts there.
Who?
Yes.
Yeah, ESPN had the guy who brought the catfish into.
Started the whole thing?
Yes. The guy
Okay.
who
All right.
and they had him on the air and they interviewed him and they said, "Hey, what was the impetus? Like, what was your inspiration?" He said,
do you have I don't have enough background on the catfish to explain the whole catfish. The catfish
Is it the equivalent of an octopus?
It's
Yes,
throwing the octopus.
yes,
They throw
yes.
the catfish on the
Okay.
ice.
It's the same thing. They had the
Yes.
balls to say, that's not just Detroit. We're going to do this in Nashville. We're in the playoffs. The guy said that, and by the way, he was raising money for charity. Even better.
Okay.
How can you hate the guy?
Yeah.
The guy that was doing it in Nashville?
Yeah,
All right.
the Nashville guy.
Right.
He told his friends he was going to do it. They're like, there's no way you're going to do it. And mind you, this wasn't a little cat. This is a catfish you see on TV on like Monster Hunters.
Okay.
River
like
monsters.
the ones they noodle
yeah,
for.
Yes,
you know?
river monsters.
Hey, man, you got noodling?
He thought this out. This process was methodical. He had to run over the catfish with his truck twice to squish it down.
Oh,
right?
that is so disgusting.
And then once
Can I just explain for a second
Yes.
before we go on?
Yes.
Because I think for purpose of context,
please.
Yeah.
just for people that are A, not hockey fans, and B, don't know anything about this whole catfish deal.
Sure.
The Nashville Predators run to the Stanley Cup has the catfish. People throw catfish on the ice, and if you're looking for why they do it, believe it or not, Nashville is now an honest-to-goodness hockey town. More people are learning. Back when the Predators launched in '98, a large portion of the fan base was made up of Red Wings-loving transplants.
Oh.
Rob, that's the whole octopus thing.
Makes sense.
And the legend of the octopus, of course, they threw the octopus when they decided to throw an octopus on the ice for good luck. I guess it's a good luck charm.
Yes.
Throwing the catfish.
That's the context.
It's fantastic.
So you're in
I really love
Nashville.
And of course, catfish was the subject of your news yesterday.
When you go noodling, you go noodling for catfish.
That's
right.
right. He reached out though. I hope he don't buy me.
So the man, to get it in, because it's still an arena, a playoff arena, you got to get through
Sure.
security, right?
Yeah.
He tucked the catfish in his inner thigh with the head next to his crotch, right? And he shimmied on into the arena past security with a full catfish in his pants.
I would have loved
Right.
to see the way he walked.
He was one of these fans that decided that when the good luck octopus was thrown, the stinky, nasty, that they needed their own twist in
Right.
Nashville.
Yes.
And so they went with the catfish. And it falls into the whole country music, Nashville type
Down
of thing.
home
And
country. Good.
Here's what's
Yeah.
great.
Carrie
I look at
Underwood's
this-
husband is the captain.
Yeah,
the
you
captain
can't-
of the team.
Mike Fisher, you can't do it any better than this. And
No,
the
it's
thing
great.
is that you've got this now.
Dreamboat.
This is what's great for sports is that you now have another destination in the United States.
I
want to
go to a game there.
Yeah,
I want to
do
go.
too. There's
Yep.
no place I'd rather be than Nashville right now. It's just so
And
spectacular.
5 years ago, if I had told you Nashville hockey town, you would have laughed me out. You would have laughed me out of the room.
I
There's not a
said, what are
chance.
they doing
I
putting a
remember when they
team
got the
there?
expansion franchise. I said, what the F are they going to Nashville for?
Right.
But that's what makes it interesting and fun. This is a note. And listen, we have an entree into this world. Okay. We have perhaps in our listener fan base, the number one Washington Capitals fan,
Right.
in William Stillwell, otherwise known as Goat.
Goat.
But Goat, I will tell you, don't change anything you're doing. I'm not expecting you to. You continue to do what you do. But it is a reserved demonstration
You think
compared to like throwing a catfish.
Goat's going to put a half smoke down his pants and throw it on there.
Or an
We've
actual
got-
goat.
And by the way, Oscar, did you ever go? Did you ever go to a Capitals game where they had the guy in the spacesuit? Did you ever?
I've
do
never
where
saw
the
that.
guy-
I never
Mike,
did
are
see
you
that.
sure that's not a Wayne Newton concert?
It was so jive. It was so completely jive. And
What's the
what
year
we
on
need-
that?
Oh, who knows? I mean, but it was just this guy that was in a space.
Okay.
And then he had a guy with a trumpet, and stuff.
Oh,
The
yeah.
thing is, we need that kind of goofiness in D.C.
Yeah.
and you got.
I think the suits aren't going to take it.
Yeah, because
it's
like
the same for the
corporate
same
lawyers,
reason
the
where we got
lobbyists
those
that are
wonderful
coming in there.
tickets. The guy yelled at us, and he clearly knew we were just hammered and having fun. Todd and I,
it is.
Right.
Two hammered
okay.
guys having fun, and someone yells at you.
Would I be, and I'm going to piss some people off here, would I be overstating it if I said you tend to go to a Capitals game and there is a rather significant nerd factor at the Capitals
It's not
games?
nerdy. It's just everyone.
How about focus?
I think everyone feels like they're the one that's going to make the team win.
Yeah.
Like if you do anything,
Burdened.
yeah, burdened.
They're a burdened fan base.
Yes.
Right. As they are with the Redskins and with the Nationals as well.
And you don't have to drink to have fun, but sometimes
Oscar.
it takes the edge
Oscar
off.
said that, by the way. Oscar. Yeah.
Well, I remember the last game I went to, there was a guy who was coming in and out of consciousness. But no matter what, he was banging his Capitals-provided cowbell on the ground, even when his eyes were shut.
Well, if you want to take now, first of all, they're going back to Pittsburgh, and I think they got
What do you
one.
think? What is the series at?
Tied,
It's
isn't
2-2.
it?
They tied it last night, and it was raucous. I think they'll get one more in Nashville, I believe, on Sunday. So check it out if you want to check out the Game 6 that'll be coming on Sunday. You'll want to check out Nashville and see how they respond to it because it's an awful lot of fun. And watch this fan base. It's just throwing caution to the wind and having a great old party. And salute to the people of Nashville, Tennessee,
Yes.
enjoying their run like no city I've ever seen, and it is fun to watch as a sports fan. And it was
take
somebody-
notes, DC.
They flew in Gary Bettman, commissioner of the NHL, flew in Charles Barkley because he happens to be a hockey fan as well.
Right.
Barkley comes on the intermission show and says, "Yeah, well, that's better than the NBA playoffs right now."
Yeah, it's getting blown out.
That man tells it like it is, like nobody's business.
Great.
It's fantastic. Good luck to the Smashville Predators, and we'll take a break. When we come back, something I've been wanting to get to in the Spiewak household.
Thank you.
Nocturnal sleepwalk puking. Yes, in the tub, mind you. I have no idea what happened, but it happened under Rob's roof, and he's got the details when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, everybody. It's Mike O'Mara's personal assistant, Jennifer, with a reminder to listen to him every night at 7 p.m. on 97.1 The Wave. Your beach station. Fun, fun, fun. I love to say the F word. Don't forget the Mike O'Mara Show on 97.1 The Wave. Bye-bye.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Lyft. Everybody needs a little extra money once in a while, and this is a really cool way to add to your bank account. Lyft is the best way to get from here to there. We know that. We all use Lyft, but it's also the best ride-sharing app to drive for, and they are looking for drivers. And if you are looking for an opportunity to enhance your income with Lyft, you can pick your own hours. You can work when you want, and they make driving the best job in the world. I've had some great conversations with Lyft drivers. They get great people, and you can be part of the fun. Lyft offers in-app tipping. When you drive for Lyft, you keep 100% of the tips. Drivers have been paid over $150 million in tips since the feature was introduced. It's a great company. Express Pay lets drivers get paid almost instantly instead of waiting for weeks. This is a no-brainer for somebody that's got the time and got the availability, and you want to make extra money. Lyft has even taken the guesswork out of pickups. The new AMP device, they use color coding, and they help passengers
Saw one this morning
find their
on the way
drivers.
into work. There is a Lyft car
fantastic.
waiting in front of the drugstore.
That's perfect.
Lit up in orange, and it's so easy to spot.
I can't stress enough the idea that you have an opportunity to work for such a solid company with a good company culture compared to other companies out there, Mike.
Yep.
Solid company culture.
Yep,
You can
absolutely.
do it, make some side cash. Why not?
Yeah.
And by the way, pay no attention to those stories about that other company.
Hey.
So join the ride-sharing company that believes in treating its people better. Go to lyft.com/TMOS today, and you can get a $500 new driver bonus. This is great. This is the new economy. It's what they're part of, and I'm all for it. That's lyft.com/TMOS, lyft.com/TMOS. Remember, include the TMOS so they know that it's coming from us. They like us. We want them to like us more. Limited time only. Terms apply. About a week ago, as I was coming out of anesthesia and trying to come in here and limp in here and do a bitchy little show, which I did for the first couple of days.
Right.
I know thyself. I knew the kind of mind frame that I was in. I was hurting, and still am to a certain extent, but getting better every day. On social media, I see the Carrie Spiewak posts that Robert III came into her room, in the morning?
First thing in the morning.
And said that he had sleepwalked and vomited in the bathtub.
Well, the roots in this are actually
really weird.
in the fact that is the end of the school year.
How old is he now, by the way?
14.
Okay.
And his sister's 16.
And his sister is...
very smart. She lettered academically this year.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Solid.
a smart. She's a smarty. She's
And
going
Robert
places.
is so strong. And you know what? You were not here for the announcement, I don't think. Julia made it into her technical school for graphic communications.
That's very, very exciting.
I
for
could
her.
not be any happier.
Way to
for
go,
her.
Julia. Well done.
Not easy to get into that. Meanwhile,
how many years on the outside do you figure she'll be supporting you?
Oh gosh, I'm hoping that by her junior year,
within the 20.
Oh, junior year of college. I'm hoping.
Good job,
I'm hoping.
Julia.
Meanwhile, her brother's throwing up. So here's the deal: is that all the organized testing, the SOL tests, are done at school.
Yes.
And because Loudoun County teaches to the test, which I
By the way,
hate,
that's the S out of luck test.
that's where Robert excels.
Right, you are SOL.
The standard of learning test. They teach to the test. That's why they get all the funding, and that's why a lot of kids can, recite exactly what you need to know about history, but they don't know grammar because that's how they teach in Loudoun County. But
ridiculous.
They're done teaching for the test, so now nobody has anything to do ever. They go to school and they look at each other. There's a lot of films, a lot of movies.
You're talking not the overall education process. You're talking about the specific school year.
Exactly.
Correct?
At the end of the year, they're done. And also because Wade did not give them 14 snow days this year, they've got a lot. They've got a lot of extra time to burn.
How many days are left?
I think they're out in just a little more than 2 weeks.
All right.
Oh,
or
man,
maybe
that's
even
hot.
less.
That's a long time.
It's a lot of time to burn. So they go, they do everything. If there's any homework to do, the homework's done at school. So by the time they get home, they just got stuff to, goof around. So Robert and his friends have taken to walking to Target because Target is their hangout. I guess when I was little, we would walk to 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
But Target
How far
is
is Target?
3/4 of a mile.
Oh,
not
that's
far.
a good workout.
And so what's great is Carrie now has found out.
When I was a child, I would walk to the blacksmith shop.
Yes.
The smithy. They go to see the smithy.
I just made an elderly joke about myself. I just made a buzz joke about me. Thank you.
Where would you walk?
We would walk
When you
down
could.
to. We would really walk down and see the garrison for the Confederacy. It's funny. I lived in New England. It would have been the Union.
That's right.
The Union.
That's right.
Sorry about that.
So, and now Carrie found out that the people of Target know Robert by name and he them.
Oh, he's a
Because-
Target rat.
Yeah, he's a Target rat with all his friends.
That's like a mall rat, Rob. That's not good.
I
Yeah.
know. But
That's like nothing good can happen. You got to get the kid
No.
into more activities.
Gonna get touched or do drugs.
Well, he does play a lot of basketball. If he's not at Target, he's at the court.
Where's he play the basketball? Like
At Target.
in the toy section?
No. We have a community court in our neighborhood. And he hangs out there.
Does he shoot hoops and get Sprites at Target? Is that what his story is?
I think what he'll go is you'll probably get like whatever their knockoff Slurpee is.
Oh, gotcha.
But he hangs out with
Sprites.
Rohan and Adnan and all of his friends from
Oh,
all
he's got a
around the
mysterious
world.
crew. International.
The mystery international crew.
I don't. We haven't even gotten to the puking part yet, but I have to ask: is there a level of concern? I worry about my son even at this age, down here,
right?
Where I'm not going to overschedule him, but I want to keep him I really want to keep his ass busy because I just don't like.
Got to socialize them, Mike. Though
it would terrify me if he was
time
going out
code
and
him.
hanging out at Target.
No, we do time code him. See, I'm going to Target. Okay, back by 5, and actually he lost his phone for a couple weeks ago because he did not adhere to time codes.
Ooh.
So
Right,
we're keeping him
out of a given 2-week period.
Right.
How many visits to Target do you think there would be?
I would say every 2.5 days.
Oh, God.
So not every other day, but not every third day.
Okay.
Every 2.5
All right.
days.
Got it.
And so one of the things he does is he makes a little money by helping Carrie out with some of her stuff. And if he doesn't like what we're making for dinner, he will get his own dinner at Target. He will buy something and bring it home.
Oh.
So I believe the other night it was
the choices are legendary.
So I believe
it's
the other day
pizza or a donut, right?
The
Is
other
that what
day we were having, I believe, salmon and rice. Do love salmon on the
Ooh,
grill.
yes.
Thank you.
The kids don't like it.
They don't like it. And he says, Mom, I'm going to Target. And she
Did you
said,
bitch about it as well?
Squirrel, somebody or your son pick you up something.
I walked to Five Guys. So, no, actually, the salmon was my choice. And so Robert said, I'm going to Target, and I'm getting something I like for dinner. I said, your money, have at it. And he comes home, mini corn dogs.
Okay, so he's not going for that like little cafe at the front of the store or whatever.
No, sometimes he goes to shop.
Groceries.
Sometimes he goes to shop. That's right.
Oh, okay.
But sometimes he hits the cafe, I'm sure.
Before we move any further,
Yes.
what of the idea of telling your kid you're eating the salmon and rice?
What do you mean?
Like,
if Oscar's going with the corporal punishment.
No,
method,
not
which is
corporal punishment.
well, not the corporal
Your
punishment.
parents
but
made
the
dinner.
Bolivian,
You sit
the
down and
Bolivian
eat.
iron fist.
Come
parenting
callado. Shut up and eat.
All right. Tell you what, you're welcome to come over to my house anytime and enforce that.
I'm just saying.
I know, you're just saying. And never do anything about it.
Bedtimes-
You're selfish to never have a child.
Bedtime and
never
dinner
going to get
time,
married.
Kind of the core of like childhood discipline.
You're
You know,
yelling
bedtime,
at me
you know.
about all the things you've done, and you're so unhappy.
How do you mean?
You're not happy being married. You're not happy with your kids. Why would I jump myself into that world?
I've actually made myself quite happy.
This is getting really awkward.
It's always awkward. It's the Mike O'Mara show. How could it be any other discussion?
It's
by
the
way,
right thing to do.
The thread was like, somebody mentioned persecution in the thread. It's like, excuse me, yes, we are all persecuted. All three of us, okay? There are days that it happens. Rob happens to be persecuted a little more. That's just the nature of the job.
But you know
That's
what?
it.
After 21 straight years of persecution, 25 if you count the dating, it's not so bad.
I just can't imagine telling my
It's
mom.
not worth getting a marriage replacement both sides.
I'm not gonna eat that. I'm going to Target.
By the way, hold on. Let me make a little note
I get
here,
the
okay?
beat
This is
down.
a note to self. Ask Rob about home life at least once per week. Thank you. Okay. just
Oh, it's
wrote that
dandy
down.
right now.
Okay, so
he makes
goes-
his corn dogs. He makes his mini corn dogs, and it's easy. He
That's
knows
horrible food for him.
But you know, what are you going to do? If he wants to do it,
You're gonna be a parent.
you
You gotta
choose.
tell him no.
You choose your battles, asshole. All right. The boys at school licking pavement. I think corn dogs are okay.
He's earned those corn dogs.
He eats corn dogs.
Right.
Okay, so this is before the
This
the
is
infamous
at dinner
sleepwalk.
time, right? And
All
so,
right. Mhm.
and what's great is he cooks them in the oven. He puts a sheet of foil on the cookie sheet, so there's not even any dishes to do. The boy cleans up after himself. What's not to like? That
Can I
is
give
actually that's
can
a
I-
parental
Can I just
win.
interject
Parental
with the
win.
parenting?
Yes.
At 3 that I do.
Yes.
Mrs. O'Mara goes out to the dollar store and gets the little guy a dollar police set. It's got the little police gun, which I didn't like. It's got the police badge, the little police walkie-talkie. It's all plastic. It's $1 for the. It's super cheap. So last night around
I love
bedtime,
that.
he's
Family
starting to
dollar,
say,
fake
"I don't want to go to
policeman."
bed. I don't want to go." And he starts and he points the little gun, which I hated. He
Oh,
was pointing the gun
no.
at everybody all day. I said, "And our thing is, if you don't do what we say, we're going to get rid of the toy."
Okay.
And he points the gun at his mother. Said, "That's one. Do not do that. It's we're going to read you books, and it's time for bed. You got to get ready for bed." He clicks the gun at mommy. Then he shoots the gun at daddy. Then he throws the gun. I said, "Now you threw the gun. We're going to throw that gun away." Then he went like this, and he went bam, and he like hits mommy on the arms. And daddy picks up the gun, takes it, and breaks it in
Yes!
two. And I said,
Yes!
"Throw that in the trash." And
Well
I said,
done.
and he comes out, and I immediately, unfortunately, it's a painful experience because you feel you're doing the right thing. You're setting a tone where
Right.
you know, we warned you that was
Structure.
going to happen. And he comes back out and he looks at me. This is what he said. 3 years old. He walks in. He goes, "Daddy, you ruined my day."
Oh.
And we had a great night. And I read him 7
Ruined
books last
took
night.
his guns.
dad.
Took
I
his
read him
guns away.
7 books last night.
I used to
but-
run around the neighborhood with a fake bazooka water gun, like I was a rebel refugee.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got to keep his little dart gun that he
That's
brought
very
in
sweet of
earlier.
you.
But go ahead. I interrupted.
At
Go
3,
ahead.
I was lighting things on fire with lighter fluid.
Explains a
It's
lot.
nice. So Robert has his corn dogs, plays some video games, heads off to bed. Next morning, I'm gone because I leave a little before 7 to come here. But
Right.
he gets up at about 7:30 because I think his bus is 8:10. And he comes in to Carrie and wakes her and says, "Mom," and of course she's asleep. And yes,
What time was that she's asleep?
7:15. You know,
That's okay. I mean, it's still early.
well, I mean, she'll up and make sure that they get out the door
Yeah.
and then back to bed.
Well, I thought you said he came in at like 8:10 and woke her up.
No, it would be after 7.
After
I think.
7, okay.
After 8:10 is when his bus is.
Oh, got it. Okay, so he walks
forgive
in
me.
the bedroom.
Mom, what? I think I threw up last night. Okay, what happened? He says, I don't know. I don't remember it. But when I got to the bathroom this morning, there's vomit in the tub. Can you clean it up?
Oh, God, what a morning.
Yeah. And
God,
she says,
what a
well,
morning.
what is it? He says, mostly corn dogs, a lot of chunks.
Oh, God.
So he ate them at such a fast rate that the chewing didn't destroy them, and they weren't in the stomach long enough for the acid to take care of them.
Oh, God. Oh.
And she said,
Does he sleepwalk normally?
He has gotten
Okay.
up. The most common thing is like he'll end up like we'll see him curled in a blanket in the hallway. This hasn't happened in a while. Or he'll start up in his bed, and then when we wake up in the morning, he's on the couch downstairs.
Do you have that clip of the one time you told me
This sounds like
that
an
he was in the
infirmary.
hallway and he was curled up in the middle of the night, and you actually brought some water
Yeah, I
over it,
do.
and you
As a
sprinkled
matter
some
of
water.
fact, I do.
There was one
'Cause
time when he was
I was afraid that he was dehydrated.
This is a scary
Yeah.
moment.
And that might have been what happened.
And he had a reaction to it because it scares you when your kid is in a weird position.
Actually, and
so,
you don't expect to see him there.
So Rob went over with like a little Dixie cup filled with water and threw it on his face to try to wake him up after he'd been sleepwalking.
It's my son.
Thank you.
It's my son,
Hey,
Robert.
isn't this like the second story of him puking?
Oh, he's a good puker.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I just didn't know if that's what kids do.
At the dance.
I was the
Yeah,
champion
yeah, yeah.
puker. I threw up everywhere.
Really?
When's
Oh,
the
yeah.
statute of limitations as far as cleaning up your kids, like stuff like that? He's about a year away from
You know what?
clean it up yourself, right?
He's lucky he went to Carrie and not me, because I
Yeah,
wouldn't have
would
done
you
it.
have told him to clean it up himself?
I would have said, go get those chunks. But also, it was an easy cleanup.
Feed it to the
Yeah,
tub.
did he hit the tub? Did
He hit the tub, and so all
completely?
you got to do is,
Let's just rinse it out, right?
Well, Carrie said, I flushed the chunks. I said, good idea. So,
Oh, Carrie, God, there's a mommy right there.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a mommy right there. I would sit there for 5 hours.
rinsing?
I would sit there with hot water for 5 hours and maybe like a spatula that I'd throw away. You know,
I might
my
have done-
hands wouldn't get anywhere near that.
I think I could outlazy that. I would probably just turn hot water on the shower
Yeah.
and shut the door and leave. And let it run, because you know what? With the exception of the meat, and probably the meat to a certain extent, everything else on a corn dog is going to dissolve.
Yeah, it'll
Could there
dissolve quickly.
is there
Yeah.
a world that Carrie could say, Julia, help your brother?
No.
Oh no,
No,
there's
no.
no way. I know that. I had an older. My sister was older. No, not a chance.
No,
my sister.
Hey,
would
what
ever
age
do
were
that.
you when your sister
When
would
I
start-
puked with Joey's
No,
concoction?
when your sister would make basic eye contact with you in day-to-day operations, because
I
they
mean,
still don't talk.
Really?
Yeah, the big turning
Robert
point. because
tries.
My
Okay,
sister was
teenagers.
7 years older than I was.
How
so
old,
the
I'm
fact
sorry?
is, 7 years
She's
old.
like a
She went
mom,
to-
basically.
She
Wow,
went
that's
to
really
she went
old.
To, she went to junior college,
dare you.
Colby Junior, and then she transferred to Syracuse University. And when she went, the first time she went away, we had a cat that got very sick, and my mom had to put the cat to sleep. My mom had said to this is when it really turned for my sister and I, because Kathy came back from Colby Junior College, and we were sitting there at breakfast the next morning, and this is how nice a kid I was. I looked up, and it was the first thing I said, because Kathy got in late when I was in bed that night back from college, and we woke up and said, good morning, and I said, Mom killed your cat. That was, I am the brother. I'm the little bratty brother. Yeah.
Trolled your sister.
I think it was something. I think it was something like, "Mom killed your cat. You got a little fat when you went to college."
Oh God!
Yes, right.
But eventually,
she got her revenge. I'm the fatter one.
but I do hold out hope that eventually Robert will stop sleep puking. And that eventually he and
It
his
might just
sister
be a
will speak.
phase.
It could be a phase.
That
I
blanket thing.
had stopped puking by 14. However,
I didn't know
by
there was
the
a
time I
phase to
got
puke.
to 20, I was puking again. But that was
Yes.
mostly booze related.
Yes, booze related.
Yeah,
puking.
and so it comes in trends. Oh, I was known in every ice cream place in the D.C. area when I was a little kid. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Farrell's, Giffords, all of
You
them.
yacked?
I threw
Oh.
up everywhere.
Oh man, I only threw up one Mr. Reardon's car when I went on the roundup after eating a raspberry snow cone.
He must have been so happy.
Oh man, he had like one of these big LTDs. You know, it's just like, thanks for taking us to Agawam and Riverside Park, Mr. Reard. It was fun. We'll take a break, and news you may not need coming up right around the corner, everybody, including a lovely little musical twist that I think everybody can play along with right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. We'll be right back.
It's Tony and Gary.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, it's Tony P.
It's me, it's Gary S.
And on this week's episode, the most overrated movies of all time, at least in our opinion.
It's got nothing to do with overrated podcasts.
Also, I'm going to bring you some surprising new music that I think you're going to love.
And it's the last thing I would expect from a black guy.
And Gary goes to a concert with a bunch of lesbians.
You buried the lead.
Check it out, TonyPerkinsShow.com. Subscribe on iTunes and download the Tony Perkins Show app.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Sounds interesting. Gary goes to a concert.
Hi, do you like the company of women?
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. If you're even thinking about buying a house, listen to this. We got some great neighbors on Wisconsin Avenue in Washington, D.C. It's a company called Cornerstone First Financial. These are great folks. There's nothing quite like having people that participate in your business when you're participating in their business. And we are delighted to have them as advertisers. And Cornerstone First Financial will be able to get you through the financing process quickly and easily, and they can do it at the best rate possible. Thanks to current rates right now is a great time to buy, but what if you're not sure? Well, let me tell you what they'll do at Cornerstone First Financial. They'll be able to tell you when you're ready to buy, and once you're ready, they're going to get you there, and they'll get you there fast. That is the name of the game, especially when you're getting a new home. Not only are the guys at Cornerstone the best at getting you financed, they're also our office mates here at the TMOS studios. They handled Oscar's mortgage, and they treated him like a king, even though he was moving into a prince house.
Yes! Mike, I'll say this, that I was in the middle of business school. I was just gotten engaged, and I said, there's no way I can make this work. Cornerstone First Financial made sure that they gave me that white glove service to say, I can do it, and they made sure I did.
Good people at Cornerstone First Financial. Call them at 202-625-1221 or cornerstonefirst.com/TMOS. Once again, that number is 202-625-1221. Licensed in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, and my great state of Florida, ladies and gentlemen. Cornerstone First Financial, personal attention. That's right, they give it to you. Personal attention from application to closing, ladies and gentlemen.
News.
Nice.
After 6 years, ESPN is bringing Hank Williams Jr.
Obama!
Are you ready for some football? They're bringing that song back to Monday Night Football. ESPN and Hank parted ways back in 2011 after Hank compared then-President Obama to Hitler. Initially, Hank claimed that he'd quit before he could be fired, but he later said that ESPN did him a favor by letting him go because he sold $200,000 in T-shirts in the year after being fired. In any event, ESPN said, quote, Hank Williams Jr. fans told us they missed his theme song, so we're excited to bring this popular segment back to ESPN for the 2017 NFL season with some new twists. I don't care what your politics are. I'm glad to see old Hank Jr. back.
Yeah!
By the way,
I think it's going to really help re-energize the sport of football.
By the way, if you ever take a look at Hank Williams Jr. closely. I was a country DJ, and I don't think a lot of people know the backstory of Hank Williams Jr. He basically fell down the side of a mountain and came about this close to death.
Is that what happened?
It tore his face off. It
my
literally
God.
raked his face off. When you see Hank Williams Jr. and you see that kind of beard that he's got,
Yeah.
and
the glasses.
sunglasses and the low hat, he had a horribly
Oh, my
disfiguring
God.
accident and almost lost his life. And he blamed after that. They said, "Well, how did you fall?"
Obama!
That's what he said. The theme is based on his song "All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight." I played a lot of Hank Williams Jr. when I was on
Is
my
he 70
country
yet?
station.
He gotta be
I'm not-
70.
He's got to be
Yeah.
easily. We'll see him on Monday Night Football.
I like the song.
Yeah, I do too. I look forward to that. HBO is not cool with Bill Maher dropping the N-word on Real Time last week, but apparently his show isn't in danger. There's no indication that any sort of punishment is coming. In fact, HBO says there will be a new episode on Friday as planned. Well, it won't be totally as planned because Senator Al Franken was supposed to be a guest, but he's bailing because of the controversy. Can't blame him for that. In a statement, he said, quote, what Bill Maher has said was inappropriate and offensive. Interestingly enough, just a few days ago, Franken also had to cancel a gig with Kathy Griffin over the controversy. Let me give you my 2 cents on this, okay?
He can pick some spots.
Oh, yeah, don't book him
Bill
here.
Maher, I don't think anybody can say that what Bill Maher said was appropriate. It was inappropriate. He's not the guy to say that. But I always measure my racial sensitivity scale by how I think an individual would behave in real life when someone was, say, in a practical situation. I kind of look at it that way because I think there's a joke reality and then there's a reality. And the fact is that Bill Maher is someone who I think has been very, very sensitive to racial harmony in the United States, and that is his track record. Is this an inappropriate comment? It's a terrible comment. He shouldn't have said it. But if you weigh that against Bill Maher's stance on issues concerning the African-American community, it doesn't excuse it, but I'm just telling you that
his track record of real policy and what he fights for and what he talks for, what he supports, I think that has to be factored into a certain extent. And it's still, without Bill, just because you date African-American women doesn't give you license to use that word the way you use it. I think it was terrible.
That you're absolutely right, Mike, but I also think the idea that this issue is becoming almost a zero tolerance policy is a step in the right direction.
I think so. Yeah. It's just the reality we live in, and it's an ugly word with an ugly history, and I'd love it if it was banished from everybody's vocabulary.
Here.
Neil Schon is the guitarist. Right? Did I pronounce that correctly?
I
Rob?
think
Is
so.
it
Yeah.
Schon or Schon?
I think it's Schon.
He's the guitarist who co-founded Journey in the early 70s. Jonathan Cain has been the keyboardist since 1980. He's a side career doing faith-based music. He's also married to Paula White Cain, a minister who delivered the invocation at Trump's inauguration. It's safe to say they're on the Trump train.
Right.
And it's safe to say Neil isn't. So now, just months after they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame together, it's becoming a problem. Neil posted this on Instagram, quote, "I want to be elevated by whom I play with, not feel like I've got cement shoes. If anyone is unhappy they are not running my band, then they should leave. God has bigger plans." He later added, quote, "I've stated how I felt about mixing religion and politics and how our music is not one of religion, Democrat or Republican. This is and has been an issue with myself, Mr. Cain, and his wife. Well, frankly, I'm tired of having to defend all by myself." This is Neil Schon, and he was digging the co-founding member, Ross Valerie, said he's no help about this. So there's a big feud with
what about that
Journey.
Filipino guy?
Oh, the guy that sounds like Stephen Perry?
Yes.
Yeah, well, he can't vote.
He can't weigh in?
No.
He's not a voting member.
He's
Hasn't
not a
been there long
citizen.
enough.
Yeah.
Probably the way they
And
did that.
I think, Mike, you and I, since we're a little older than Oscar, we need to remind everybody of one very important fact. Even when Journey was popular, they weren't as good as you think they were.
Thank you
so
very
don't
much.
worry about it.
Amen. Thrillist.com posted a list of a bunch of U.S. cities people mispronounce all the time. This is appropriate for when we were syndicated across the country. I learned some of these on the fly. Let's go from, I'll give you the top 8, okay?
Okay.
The place in Kentucky that has the bluegrass.
Louisville.
How would you say it?
Louisville.
That's incorrect. It's Louisville.
Louisville.
You don't say, well, no, you said, let me hear it again, Rob.
Louisville.
Louisville is correct. A lot of
No,
people
you
say
said it different
Louisville.
just then.
You don't say Louisville. There's no hard E.
You said
so it almost
Louisville,
sounds
right?
like it's two syllables. So
I've
you
never
said it
changed
right.
It's Louisville is wrong.
We learned this one when we got the affiliate out there, Spokane.
Right.
A lot of people say Spokane. I did at the beginning. I was trained. Hi, Dirk Vastrick. It's
Spokane.
Spokane, Washington. Here's one that Rob's wife grew up down there. Norfolk.
Yeah,
Norfolk.
Norfolk?
Yeah, Norfolk. It doesn't actually rhyme with
Norfolk?
the word folk. It's Norfolk or
Norfolk might
Norfolk
be better.
if you want to sound like you're from Virginia.
We don't fight nor drink nor fuck.
Excuse me?
All right.
What was that?
That's the motto down
That's
there.
going to be a very subtle bleep.
We're going to have to
How do
put
you
a
know that?
really small beep on that.
Okay, there's a little town with Kiss in it that's right next to Orlando where people rent houses for
Kissimmee?
Disney World. You pronounced it incorrectly. It's Kissimmee. It's Kissimmee.
I hate this.
Some people put the emphasis on the first. What's that, Pony?
I hate this. When
Yeah.
places are pronounced differently than they're spelled, just figure it out.
Yeah.
Just bite
spell
it.
it.
All right.
How about this? Make it easy if you want people to come visit you and stay next to
Yes.
Disney World.
Kissimmee, Florida. Okay, here's one I've screwed up probably a lot. I've said Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania for many, many moons, and it's Wilkes-Barre, B-E-R-R-E.
They make a great pie.
Yeah,
No, why?
the second half is spelled B-A-R-R-E, so a lot of people say Wilkes-Barre, but it's Wilkes-Barre.
Wilkes-Barre.
Yeah. Here we go. Helena, Montana. A lot of people say Helena, but it's Helena.
Helena.
And here we go. Lafayette, Louisiana. And
You
a lot
don't
of
say
people
Lafayette?
Lafayette,
a lot of people
right?
say Lafayette, and it's spelled
Lafayette.
like that, but it's Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Louisiana.
Lafayette.
And here's the last one. Boise, Idaho. It's pronounced Boise, not Boise.
Oh, I definitely say Boise.
With a Z in it.
I thought it was
Boise State.
Idaho.
Thank you. That is not correct. Thank you very much. What is the best beer in the world? More than 10,000 people voted online, and the 10 most popular beers in the U.S. did not do well.
What?
The only two that made the top 100 were Budweiser at 69 and Coors Light at 71. Here are the top 10. The first one, I will tell you I'm not familiar with. It's called St. Bernardus ABT 12.
I have
Anyone?
not had that.
Oh, it sounds like it would kill you. Does it have a 12% alcohol
Sounds like it
content?
needs a
10%, Rob Spiewak. Dark beer from Belgium that is 10% alcohol.
That's wine.
My God.
By the way, making a big trip north in a couple of weeks, and can't wait to see my good friend, that smiling Irish bastard.
He'll smile when he sees you.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Only two of them. Daddy's done for the night. Going to bed. Number 9, Chimay Blue. Anyone?
I've
Anybody
heard
heard
that.
of
Yeah,
I've
Chimay
heard that.
Blue?
Yeah.
It's a Trappist
Number
ale.
8 is actually where I get my friend requests on Facebook from, Hogarden.
Hogarden's solid, Mike.
You've tried Hogarden,
Absolutely,
Oscar Santana?
absolutely.
All right,
It's
very
very
good.
popular around
Rob's going to hate it. Number 7, coming in at number 7, Heineken, ladies and gentlemen.
Too sweet. Tastes like honey.
Heineken. Number 6 is Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Yeah, that's a staple.
Yeah,
And by the way, correct pronunciation, that should be Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
You're right.
Sierra.
Number 5, Blue Moon.
Yeah,
You saw me
commercial.
standing alone.
Newcastle is number 4, Newcastle Brown Ale.
Yeah, Newcastle's solid.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a second time on the top 10 list. Number 3 is Chimay White from Belgium.
That is an excellent.
yeah.
And that's Trappist, right, Monks?
Yeah.
I've had
Chimay's
that.
all Trappist.
That is a really nice beer.
Ooh, I'd like to try that. Number 2, this is a Rob Spiewak fallback beer, Stella Artois.
That's right. When they don't have Becks, go for Stella.
Here's a warning, though, with Stella Artois. You got to be careful. People don't realize this is a side effect. You might actually blow out your ACL if you drink Stella Artois.
Has to
Beware
do.
of that.
I think it has to do with the
Very
hops,
mindful.
doesn't it?
Yeah. It's hoppy, and it blows the ACL out.
Sure.
I got a cadaver ACL in my leg right now based on that hoppiness of Stella Artois. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you the number 1 beer on the list, and I am in 100% support of this.
Okay.
I give you Guinness, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Yes, Guinness.
Good beer.
Owned by
in
who?
many-
These days?
Many
InBev?
different
Ford.
forms.
Ford.
It's fantastic. No Beck's on there, Rob. I'm very, very sorry.
Still my
Apologize for
favorite.
that.
I guess
There you
I'm
go.
an idiot.
Beck's
And now
is,
a little something,
Beck's,
something. There is-
just briefly, is
Yes,
Beck's
go right
beer
ahead.
like the RC Cola of our decade? Like Beck's, because I don't see Beck's beer. Like when I go to the store, it's not front and center anymore.
No, it is not. I'm not sure what their market share is, but still hanging in there. But I think they've always been kind of the runner-up, haven't
Yeah,
they?
they
really?
have. They've never really excelled. But you know what it is? It's like Stella, but it's a little more bitter. I like
Okay.
the bitter palate on it.
Fair.
Now a little something. There's a 43-year-old guy named Ronald Doobie Jr. who's been wanted. He's been wanted in New Hampshire on an outstanding warrant for failing to register as a sex offender, and he was featured as the U.S. Marshals Fugitive of the Week last week.
Hey!
Oh no!
I think he wins a crock pot.
Now, you'd think with that extra pub he'd lay low, but no, he did the opposite. On Saturday night, he went to a bar in North Chelmsford, Massachusetts, and entered the karaoke contest.
No.
Oh no!
Someone in the bar recognized him and called the cops, and he was arrested. There's no word on what song he sang. I comprised my list. I Want Your Sex might have been on that one. I Touch Myself. That would be your sex offender song. Sweet Caroline,
Oh, yeah,
because it's
always.
like hands.
Yeah,
touching
hands.
me, touching you. Sexual Healing, Marvin Gaye.
That's a good one.
Sexy song.
Raspberry Beret.
Oh, yeah, because of the under-meaning.
Good times.
Kind of a, yes. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 song sung by Ronald Doobie Jr., the
number
sex
1?
offender from New Hampshire,
What a dummy.
Turning Japanese. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it. I'm here all week. I did that. Did my show prep at 5 a.m. today.
They're
That's what that
criminals
was
for a
from.
reason, Mike. Criminals
Yes,
for a reason.
Criminals for a reason.
Criminally
We'll take a break.
talented.
Come back with Rob's little sounds, homegrown sounds that he grew up right in the puke tub. We'll take a break and come right back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
There's lots to celebrate this week on Omeracast, such as the return of Mike O'Mara. Rob and Joe celebrate a special listener.
And the interns celebrate by taking over the bonus show.
Celebrating with Marcus Serta this week is Rosalie Rilliford, a proud VCU alum. If you'd like to celebrate on an upcoming show, send us a line at facebook.com/Omericast. Omericast. Download it today on iTunes or at MikeOmeraShow.com.
Thank you very much. I love that voice. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Vistaprint, the place for any custom product, whatever you need, postcards, banners, flyers, apparel. I want to remind you, you can send your Vistaprint business card to Rob Spiewak at Box 32101, Washington, D.C., 20007, and you can get an advantage that no one else has by getting 500 business cards for $9.99 when you enter promo code TMOS at checkout. That's 500 cards for under $10, and you've been doing a great job of sending your business cards to Mr. Rob Spiewak, and we appreciate it.
This card is not only beautiful, it's smart because it's not really a business card. What it is, it's a promo card for a book that one of our listeners wrote. The book is called The Spiral Path. It's by Lisa Pate Spindler, and the Chimerians were born of two worlds, but found a home in neither. It's a sci-fi book. And it's got a beautiful custom front, and on the back the QR code, so she can hand that to anyone. Code rather, and they can scan it and buy the book. Very cool. So thank you for sending that in, Lisa.
It's easy to make your own design or use awesome templates, 100% user-friendly. We've all made our cards at Vistaprint. Pony, how are we doing?
They're coming along. We're going to get them for you today.
We actually just talked about it yesterday
I'm
online.
so excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
We're actually, we have two options, Mike. One card that's shaped like a hip, and then the other card that's shaped like two hips.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Oscar.
Good choice.
It's delightful. Remember to use the code TMOS at Vistaprint.com, and you'll get 500 business cards for $9.99. That's up to a 50% savings. Just visit Vistaprint.com. Be like all of us. Create your custom card and use promo code TMOS at checkout. The quality is great. They're easy to customize, and you can't beat the deal. 500 business cards for $9.99. Remember, go to Vistaprint.com. Use TMOS. Don't wait. Order today. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for a Tuesday, June 6th, D-Day, ladies and gentlemen. The anniversary of D-Day. A salute to the greatest generation. Amen, brother.
This I found so fascinating and odd. I think you could describe Ted Turner in a lot of ways, but eccentric would always be at the top of the list, right?
Amen. Absolutely.
When he launched CNN in June of 1980, he did an interview. He said, we're going to go on air on June 1st, and we're going to stay on until the end of the world. That was his quote. And he went on to further say, and when that time
might
comes,
live to see it.
It's true. When that time comes, we're going to cover it and play Nearer My God to Thee and sign off, which I think a lot of people thought was a joke. But there's this intern, a former intern at CNN. His name is Mike Balaban, and he works at the Jalopnik blog. When he was interning at CNN in 2009, he found the video. He actually found the video that was labeled Turner Doomsday Video HFR until the end of the world confirmed. HFR awesome. Means hold for release. It's a VHS tape. That's how old this is. And it is an army band playing Nearer My God to Thee. A single camera shoot in front of Ted Turner's mansion in Atlanta.
Preparing for the end of the world.
And they have the tape ready. Hold for release until Doomsday confirmed.
Oh, my God.
Gonna have to upscale that thing.
It's a little scary.
For
it
HD.
is. But that was, I guess they say that the wisest businessmen always have a plan.
Yeah, Bonneville, the radio company, has something similar at the end of the world. You play this.
Really?
Yes.
CBS had a plan for the end of the world. They flipped to sports.
They spun the company out.
Anyway, so that is.
They did.
I'm not so sure that's still part of the plan because I think Ted doesn't have day-to-day with CNN anymore. No. But that was the plan when they launched in 1980.
To be fair, it doesn't matter if he has day-to-day. If the company was established with those covenants,
I suppose
that covenant would have to be pulled within the new ownership to say, no, we're not going to do that.
Well, I am so uncomfortable with this discussion. I don't know why.
Why?
Because I'm scared out of my mind.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Mike, you survived surgery. You're
bulletproof. I know, but I watch the pundits, and the only thing I can't handle, the only time I turn it off now is when they start going down the whole unstable thing.
All right, well, here, let me cheer you up.
Just briefly, let me just tell Mike. Mike, there's an ad. There was an ad in TV, in one of these TV and radio trades for television jobs and radio jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I peruse once in a while because I'd like to see how horrible this industry is.
Right.
But in DC, There is an actual ad that says, can you talk in front of a camera? They're just looking for pundits to talk and argue both sides. They're hiring haircuts.
I know.
To talk both sides. Half of these
I know.
people don't even have a background
I know.
to talk
It's
about.
scary. It's just scary.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
just
When you watch these guys, Mike, when you keep in mind that they're all carnies.
Right.
Please.
That's what they're disc jockeys. That's it. So let's focus on something a little more uplifting. The show, The Bachelorette.
Yes.
Blake really went at it with Lucas last night. The argument was over 2 minutes long, but I'd like to bring you the highlights.
It's nuts.
I want to bring you the highlights of the argument. Here was Blake's key point.
Waka waka, fart joke.
And then Lucas said,
Okay.
so that's what's winning on ABC.
There you go.
I'm enjoying this season.
You like it?
I am
Decline and
enjoying
fall
it.
of the Roman
A lot
Empire,
of fun.
ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
right. Here's Oscar.
Waka waka, fart joke.
And then Shannon says,
Shannon doesn't watch
By the
it
way,
anymore.
you
I'm the
know,
only
speaking of
one.
lowbrow, because we haven't really gone lowbrow. In fact, I hate being identified
Sure.
as, that's the show that does the fart sounds. But we have done fart sounds
We
throughout
have.
my career.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, my
With a
son
fart
got
show.
from another product my son got from the dollar store yesterday was slime.
yes,
That slime.
where you can
Slime
make the
rules.
fart noises with it.
And when you put it back into the little tube it's in, I may be doing a live recording session. So be ready for that tomorrow.
Outstanding. It'll the only sound I can offer that with, Mike, is the kitten. This is on our Facebook wall if you'd like to take a look at it. The kitten that will not release the piece of steak. Let me play it just isolated. I just like the cat noise. Because he's trying to get the steak
Oh my
away from the
God.
cat.
Sounds like Frankie.
There is a movie on demand. It's called Life with Ryan Reynolds. If you buy it, be prepared to be terrified.
Why?
And should rent
Really?
it because there's a little creature that's as cute as that may not be as cute as that.
Oh,
Speaking of
do
little
you like the
creatures,
Gremlins thing?
Oh,
You're,
Yeah.
tomorrow, can we get an update on your little creature? Or is
absolutely.
there any update?
I had an encounter with Winston just yesterday.
Very good.
Outstanding.
We'll get
Yes.
a Winston the cat update tomorrow.
Two watching me naked.
Real quick, you were one. You hate that.
I hate that.
Hate
cat.
that.
Love to see me
Two
naked.
more. You, Mike, remember when you called me last night and you said, Rob, what does it sound like when 100 people sing any 100 notes and we play
Yes.
them all at the same time? I said, I'm on it. So I
Yes.
went to YouTube.
Get me that stat.
This is the sound of 100 people singing any note at the same time.
Oh. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Sounds like it. And the best thing about it, in America, that was trending yesterday.
Can you send me that to make it my ringtone to wake up?
Of course, I will. And let us close with this. I love when Jimmy Kimmel spotlights a great news clip. This is Jimmy Kimmel spotlighting LeBron versus maybe the dumbest reporter covering the NBA today.
Dumb questions, too. LeBron James, last night after the game, a reporter asked LeBron if he thinks the Cavaliers, keep in mind they're down 2-0. It's a best-of-7 series. He asked if they now have to win on their home court.
LeBron, you feel this is a case where you guys need to defend home court at this point?
Well, I mean, are you a smart guy? I think so, right? So if we don't defend home court, what happens? I'm asking you.
Well, yeah. Big sweat.
All right. So that answers your question.
That's
Let
rough.
anybody into a press room sometimes.
So great, though. Can you say, are you a smart guy? That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
That's it, people. Let me turn that down or I'm not going to be able to talk over it. Thanks for joining us for another episode of TMOS. Don't forget to update our brand new app today and unlock it live 24/7 TMOS stream. All messages for our weekly mailbag can be sent to Rob with the 2 B's at MikeOmeraShow.com. Our mailing address is TMOS Box 32101, Washington, D.C. 20007. Thanks for listening, and remember, tomorrow is Wide Open Wednesday. Get on the line about 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. For Oscar Santana and Rob Spiewak, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
One last thing. Please remember that MikeOmeraShow.com/Amazon is the best way to shop for anything and everything. So, shop Amazon and get there through our website. Always open at MikeOmeraShow.com/Amazon. So now, go in peace.
waka waka fart joke.
Yeah,
Speak for yourself.
okay.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.